73% of men under 35 are single right now. That's the highest percentage recorded in modern history, and it's rising quicker than ever. You're not imagining it. Dating has never been more brutal. You're invisible until you're not, and no one tells you how to make that happen. The dating game has changed, but here is the shitty part. No one updated the playbook. You think she's just too busy for you, but man, she's actually fucking disgusted by you. You think putting in effort equals attention, but it just makes you needy. You've been lied to by pickup artists, dating coaches, and apps because none of that old stuff reflects today's world. And now your biology is getting punished by her psychology. Dating in 2025 is like shopping in a haunted mall. Everything looks good from far away, then screams when you approach it. But here's the beautiful thing. There is a way through all of this. It's not you pretending to be alpha or texting like a sociopath. No, it's something more deeper, more dangerous, and far more powerful than that. When you embody this shift, women will feel it instantly. However, if you don't figure this out, she will never choose you. So I've made this video to walk guys through why dating is so fucking broken. I'm going to show you the invisible shit you've been punished for daily. I'll make it click for you at last. Then I'll hand you the one shift that will change everything. The one thing I've learned from advising hundreds, thousands of men that makes you unforgettable without saying a damn word. But first, we've got to burn down the myths and build from the truth. Let's make one thing crystal clear. You're not broken, but the system you're playing in is. You were taught to impress women instead of impacting them, but that just doesn't work anymore. If you're not blind, you'll have seen that yourself. Modern dating is not a fair fight. It's a stage performance where most men get ignored. And while you're busy checking boxes and being polite, she's busy checking out emotionally before dessert. You're not competing against her ex, her crush, or her coworker. You're competing with her phone more than anything in 2025. You've probably been in this situation. There you are trying to show up, be real, be grounded, be present, but she's been trained to scroll past all that. And the worst part, most of you start self-editing the second you feel her attention drift away. You shrink, you hide your leadership, you stop breathing like a man should. And now she's sitting there wondering why she feels nothing, even though you did everything right. When she does look up, she's not seeing what she expects to see. So here's the shift. The one thing you can do differently starting right now, today. Stop trying to be impressive and start training your nervous system to stay grounded under pressure. When she tests you, leans back, gets quiet, breathe deeper, slower, and drop back into your body. Because women don't remember what you say, really. They remember how your presence made their body feel. And if your nervous system is chaotic, needy, or self-doubting, that's all she'll ever feel from you. She doesn't need you to be perfect. She needs you to be anchored. She's not looking for a checklist of traits, even though a lot of them say that online. She's looking for something her body can trust. And if you can't regulate your own emotion, your own energy, she's not going to trust you. Stop chasing her attention and start building a masculine foundation that actually can hold some weight. Because without that, you'll keep performing, pleasing, and praying and still end up alone at night. The modern world trained you to be palatable, not powerful. And that's why she can't feel you. You've been taught to ask permission instead of giving direction, and it's killing that masculine, feminine polarity. So I'll say it again, stop trying to impress her and learn to regulate your own presence. That was actually the first step. That's the new baseline. That's what separates noise from signal in 2025. Now we can move on to tackling the other major issues, because dating in 2025 doesn't feel like romance anymore. It feels like a goddamn job interview. And I'm not just talking about all these dating apps. Even in person, you sit across from her wondering if you're passing this test, but no one asks the important questions. You order the drinks, you ask her about her childhood, you laugh at shit that isn't funny, and deep down you're wondering, does she actually want a connection or just the validation of being wanted? Because that's what it feels like now. Like most people don't want love. They just want leverage. Women aren't dating from their desires anymore. They're dating from their wounds. She's not choosing you because of who you are. She's reacting to a man from her past. You remind her of someone who hurt her or abandoned her or made her feel unsafe. And now instead of looking for real connection, she's subconsciously reenacting a trauma she never actually actually healed from. That's why being a good man doesn't guarantee anything. You're competing with her unprocessed pain. And let's not pretend men are showing up clean either. Most of you are putting on a performance as well. You've learned to say what sounds sexy, show what looks good, and hide what actually matters. You've got that watch, you've got the physique, you've got the jokes, but none of it feels fucking real, because underneath that, you're terrified of being seen, rejected, or told that you're not enough one more time. So now we've got two people sitting across from each other, both wearing masks, both starving. Hookup culture trained all of us to expect betrayal before we even got close to intimacy. So we and then we flake. We connect and then we ghost. We open up and then we disappear, like it never meant in the first place. We've turned love into a performance and people into placeholders, and nobody wants to admit it. Because if we admitted it, we'd have to feel just how numb we've all become. And numbness is easier to fake your way through than the real pain of giving a fuck. So here's your shift. If you want to escape this bullshit, stop dating for validation altogether. Start asking yourself, would I still want her if I wasn't trying to prove that I'm worthy? Because until you drop that need to be chosen, you'll keep attracting women who don't choose themselves, let alone you. And two people without self-respect will never create a relationship. They'll just create more regret. There's only one thing I've found that actually breaks this cycle, and we'll get to that soon. But first, just know the solution isn't found in another tactic, a tech strategy, or confidence hack. You may have tried all that already. I've spoken to hundreds of men who have, and it still fails. The real answer lives below the surface, in a place most men never even look, because she's not responding to your words, your looks, your lifestyle. She's responding to your signal. And if you don't know what that signal is or how to tune it in, she'll never feel you. You want to know what separates the men she forgets from the ones she dreams about? This is key, so pay attention. It's not the date, the words, or the timing, it's how her body responds to yours, because her nervous system doesn't care about your strategy, it cares about whether or not it feels safe. And most of you aren't making her feel anything at all, because you're not even present in your own body. You're up in your head, analyzing, performing, and trying stupidly to think your way through a moment that is meant to be felt. Not checking off a list, she's checking in with her body the whole damn time. Is he present? Is he grounded? Do I feel more like a woman when I'm near him? If her system doesn't answer yes to those questions immediately, it's over before it really begins. Because attraction for women is not about logic, it's about energy. And your energy tells the truth. You can lie with your mouth, but your body will always rat you the fuck out. That's why the loudest guys with the fakest confidence always get found out eventually. They're posturing. And that's why the calm, quiet man who's deeply embodied can light her up without saying a word. She's not turned on by your talking, she's turned on by how you hold that space between words, how you draw attention in a commanding and respectful way. And if you're not comfortable in silence, she won't trust the sound of your voice either, because she knows if you can't hold yourself, you'll never be able to hold her. She feels your energy pull her deeper into herself, not by force, not by game, but by the simple fact that you're rooted and she can feel it. It draws her away from the social game, playing the field, looking and thinking about other men or her competition in the form of other women. It's the reason women melt around certain men and put up walls with everybody else. Those walls aren't there to protect her from you, they're there to see if you can lead. And if you react, overthink, and try to prove yourself, you've already lost that test. So here's your shift. Stop focusing on what to say and start mastering how you show up. Your breath, your tone, your eye contact, your silence. That's what she's actually listening to. The man who doesn't need to fill the space owns that space. And women feel that instantly. If you want her to soften, you need to stop asking and start embodying something she can lean into. Because until you can lead the moment with nothing but presence, she will never follow your words. Most men never make it this far because this part isn't sexy, it's confronting. It's not about getting girls or faking confidence, it's about becoming unchangeable and having solid foundations in the face of chaos, because once you start commanding space, the entire game changes around you. And there's one final piece. You want the one trait that makes you unforgettable, starting right now. Decisiveness. Not just choosing the restaurant. I'm talking about being a man who moves through life with clarity. A man who knows what he wants, says it clearly, and acts without hesitation. Because that energy, that's what snaps a woman out of her bullshit and into her feminine side instantly. Most men wait, and they wait for the right moment, the right response, the perfect green light. Then in all that hesitation, they completely lose the girl. They lose their edge. They lose their own lacking self-respect, because every time you second guess, every time you ask for permission, every time you stall, she's clocking it. And not just her, the whole world. Your friends, your co-workers, your woman, they all feel your hesitation. You don't need to be right, you just need to make a move, because here's what no one tells you. Women don't need certainty, they need conviction. They need to feel that you choose something and that you're not afraid to be seen choosing it. She can clarify and help build your accuracy with those decisions over time. That's what creates trust. That's what builds that sexual tension. That's what separates the boys from the men. It's not about dominating her, it's about demonstrating direction and being at peace with where you're headed. Whether she joins you or not, that's her choice, but at least she knows where you're going. Most guys get lost in trying to read the room, feel her out, and play it safe. But the man who just decides, who leads with intention, makes her feel like she can exhale, because she's exhausted from deciding everything, tired from dragging dead weight, burned out from leading her own life. And when you step in with direction, not necessarily control, but clarity, it hits her like a drug. That's the man she remembers. That's the man who cuts through her noise and makes her feel something real. So if you want to stand out right now, practice moving with conviction in every little decision. Pick the table, make the call, set the tone, own your voice. Choose your own path, because every time you hesitate, she feels less safe. And every time you decide, she softens. And the more you embody that decisiveness, the less you'll need to perform, chase, or prove jack shit. You'll stop being the man she scrolls past and start being the one she doesn't forget. Most men will hear all of this and nod, but change absolutely nothing. Don't keep waiting. Don't keep stalling. Don't keep wondering why women never really feel for you. If you made it this far and something in you clicked, then don't sit on it. The second you start living with clarity, presence, and direction, the world responds to you very differently. And that's when starts to shift, not just in dating, but in every part of your life. So click the next video. We're diving into something she'll never say, but always responds to. And I'll see you there.